What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so James Harden has gone full nuclear on his one-time good buddy, now frenemy, or just plain out enemy, Philly team president Daryl Morey. Remember, Daryl Morey was his homeboy back in the Houston Rockets days, but apparently no more. James Harden says that he will never play for Morey because he's a liar. So James Harden spoke at an Adidas event in China Monday night. Remember, China's like 14,000 miles from here, so it's about 14 time zones ahead of us, something like that. So that would be it would be sort of like early Wednesday morning right now over there, or something like that. But anyway, he spoke at an Adidas event in China and addressed the rumors about his relationship with Morey and the Sixers. And he said to the Chinese audience out there that were at the event, Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. James and Daryl's feud stems from Morey's refusal to offer Harden a long-term max contract extension, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. It talks about how Harden was traded from the Nets to the Sixers late in the 2021-22 season, playing 21 games in Philly, where he averaged 21 points a game. Last season, he played in 58 games, also averaging 21 points per game for a squad that went 44-38 and finished sixth in the East. It talks about how once upon a time, Harden and Morey were partners in crime in Houston, with Harden winning the 2018 MVP award, along with 2 scoring titles with the Rockets. Best I could tell, this thing started because Harden's perspective is he feels like Daryl Morey lied to him. You may recall, Harden took a pay cut to help the Sixers out financially, with the promise that he would be able to sign a max deal, all right, in the future. Remember, Harden made everybody know that he took less money because he's just such a nice guy. But apparently, in Harden's mind, he got lied to because he wasn't offered a max contract by Morey. Then on top of that, if I got all my facts straight, he wants to be traded to the Clippers specifically. But I think with Harden, it seems like Morey really didn't work that trade as far as, at least in Harden's mind, Morey didn't try everything he could do. He didn't try as hard as he could or put much effort into trying to get him traded. But in reality, when you look at the situation, I don't think anybody really wants James Harden. He's on the wrong side of 30. He's an old 32, 33. He's still out of shape. Yeah, and this is another thing I want to say too. I had to block somebody on Instagram, man. First of all, I don't tolerate that fanboy shit. Secondly, I get annoyed when someone don't really have an argument for their player, so they play the race shit, man. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, oh man, why you as a black man rooting for a black man not to get his money from the white man. Man, shut the fuck up with that bullshit, man. All you motherfuckers get on my nerves with that shit, man. Y'all only pull that shit when it's a player that you like. When it's a player that you like, now all of a sudden, if somebody don't criticize that dude, now it's racial. But you motherfuckers got no problems shitting on and pissing on other black players that you don't fucking care for. Oh yeah, man. Fuck that nigga too, raw. But when it's a player you like, all of a sudden you niggas put on your fucking glasses and your bow ties and munching on your bean pies and want to create black power then. How about the fact I think that James Harden is a fucking bootlicking ass Sambo? Remember when he was fucking, when we was in the heart of the 2020 Black Lives BLM situation, right? Movement. This motherfucker was wearing bandanas, screaming red, white, and blue, and praising the cops and all that shit. Come on, when has he ever been on the right side of that shit? But anyway, I think there's also a strategic reason why James Harden chose to say all of that shit out there too. Because, if I'm not mistaken, what was it, back in 2019? That's when Daryl Morey made those comments. Remember when people was trying to get LeBron James to say something against China? Because on the right, they were trying to get LeBron, they were trying to call him a hypocrite because, oh, well, you speak about the issues in your community, but why don't you care about people over here in Hong Kong? Because, supposedly, the people in Hong Kong, they've been, considered, trying to remember all the details, but I think in Hong Kong, they went from being a British colony to a Chinese colony, and the citizens in Hong Kong was supposedly protesting because they were seeing human rights violations or some shit. I forgot all the details, but Daryl Morey was taking up for Hong Kong, and by him taking up for Hong Kong, that's criticizing China, which the NBA had a problem with that because they're in business with China. So that made Daryl Morey unpopular in China. So it's a strategic reason why James Harden is doing what he's doing. He's a slick motherfucker. He know what he's doing. I say one thing about James Harden. He's a slick mother sucker. That's why I call him Mongo Slave. You dig? But anyway, he vows he's not going to play for him no more, man. So if he's on the record saying that shit, I don't know. I was under the impression and the feeling that he's talking this shit, but eventually, if Daryl Morey plays hardball, that he'll fucking end up playing this shit. But I don't know, man. This is the same dude that purposely gained 35 pounds and went out after a game and said something to the effect that I don't think this team can win a championship, which is something no organization will tolerate a player saying. And he did that to get traded. So this dude will do whatever the fuck he got to do to get traded, because it's all about James Harden. I'm not absolving Daryl Morey of everything, because Daryl Morey's an idiot too. I still don't forget when Daryl Morey said that Harden was a better offensive player than Michael Jordan, so he's a fucking idiot too. But both these dudes are idiots in some ways. I just feel sorry for Philly fans, to be honest with you. I feel sorry for Philly fans because this is what happens when you have an egotistical asshole in James Harden and Daryl Morey with his bullshit. I feel sorry for Philly fans because this should be a year where maybe they can actually finally get to a conference finals. But that shit's probably not going to fucking happen because of all of this bullshit. It's going to be a distraction. So Joel Embiid, who I don't feel sorry for usually, but he going to be out there bitch by himself, and you know this motherfucker can get hurt all the damn time. You know, he only got like a 70 game fucking limit, and then he gets hurt going into the playoffs every fucking year. So I feel sorry for Philly fans, man. I really do. Tell me what you guys think, man.